Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you are fine with the grace of the Almighty God. So, students, as you know that we have already finished chapter 4 explanation of the history part, and now presently we will go with chapter 5 of the history part, and our topic of the chapter is different ways of life. Okay, so what we are going to learn in this chapter is about the coming of the Aryans, literary sources, archaeological sources, pottery, iron tools, life of the people in Rigvedic age, Paleolithic culture, life of the people in the later Vedic age, megalithic burials, case study of Amingaon we are going to do. So before starting, I like to say that this is a revision of the chapter. Okay, previously I have already explained chapter 5, that is different ways of life. I have already explained you. I hope that you understood the explanation of the chapter. If you did not understand the explanation of the chapter, then today for this reason I am doing the revision class. And also, if you want the depth explanation, if you want the detailed explanation, you can see the YouTube in the YouTube channel. There is already the video is uploaded. Okay, all the detailed explanation has been uploaded in the YouTube channel of the topic, that is different ways of life. So without wasting the time, let's get the idea of this chapter. Okay, this is not a detailed explanation. This we are going to just the idea of the chapter about the different ways of life. So let's get started. The decline of the Indus Valley civilization, okay, was followed by coming of the Aryans. So you see, you remembered about the Harappan civilization, right? You remember about the Harappan civilization. You may remember about the Harappan civilization is also termed as Indus Valley civilization. When the Indus Valley civilization was came to an end, okay, with the invade, means the Aryans has already entered and they were trying to control the people. Who are the Aryans? The Rajput people. Okay, the Rajput people were the Aryans. So the Aryans came and they were trying to control the people. Okay, as a result, this law and this rule was not, sufficient for them. Okay, the people do not like their rule. For this reason, they went against. Okay, and also some of the people, those who did not like the Aryans, they left the places. Okay, like for example, the decline as the Harappan civilization people were staying in the where in the Harappa. When the Aryans came, when they were trying, this Aryan people were trying to take control over the Harappan people, they went away. Also, some has been killed. Also, it is told like this is just a story. Okay, but the perfect what exactly happened with the Harappan civilization we don't know. Okay, so it was in the northwestern India around 1500 BCE, that is before Common Era. So it was believed that they entered the Indian subcontinent through the Hindu Kush mountain. Okay, where how with which route they entered? They entered with the route of the Hindu Kush mountain. They traveled all the way of the Central Asia and reached the Indian subcontinent, where they first settled in the Punjab region, which called the Sapta Sindhu, land of 7 rivers. They came in India, these Aryans came in India and they took the first settlement in the where Sapta Sindhu. Okay, Sapta Sindhu, near the land of 7 sisters. In nearby, you can say there are 7 sisters are there. The 7 rivers were the rivers Indus or Sindhu and its tributaries that flow through the Punjab. There are 7 rivers name, you say the Indus or the Sindhu river was there. Then the include, you can say the rivers names are also given there: Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and the Satluj. You can count here that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, already 7 names you can see. Okay, to the east of the river Satluj, there was a river Saraswati, which was flows through the plains of Haryana and Punjab. Okay, so in the east side of the river Satluj, there was a river Saraswati also, which was flowing from the plains of the Haryana and the Punjab. From nearby the Punjab and the Haryana, it was flowing. So the Aryans composed the Vedas, which was one of the ancient literary sources available to us. And the Vedas, these Aryans, they composed the Vedas. Composed means they have written the Vedas. There are how many Vedas are there? Rig Ved, Sam Ved, Yajur Ved, and Athar Ved. Okay, you can get there are 4 Vedas are there. Okay, that is Rig Ved, Sam Ved, Yajur Ved, and Atharva Ved. Okay, so you will get these 4 Vedas. Okay, so we will going to study about the some of the Vedas. Okay, during that time. Okay, who has written these Vedas? Does the Aryan has written the Vedas by their own self? The question is that, do you think that the Aryans has written the Vedas by own self? No, the Aryans took the help of the Brahmanas. Okay, who has written the Vedas? The Brahmins has written the Vedas in their own language, that is Sanskrit language. For this reason only, the Brahmins only can read what is written in the Vedas. And for this reading, the Vedas, for chanting the prayers, they are saying, no, Om Bhurvasvaha Tasya Vitarvidyanam. This all is what Vedas mantra. For chanting this or for saying these Vedas, they were charging money. Okay, huge amount of money they used to take from the Rajas and the Maharajas. Okay, so you know there are 4 Vedas are there which was taught to them, to the Rajas, king. Okay, you can say to the prince. During that time, book was not there. Only Vedas was the means of the source of the education. Okay, whoever the pupil is, they should learn to read the Vedas. So the word Vedas means the knowledge or the wisdom. What does it mean? It means the knowledge or the wisdom. It has been derived from the Sanskrit word Ved, which means, you know, to know. Okay, Ved means to know. There are 4 Vedas are there. That is Rig Ved, okay, Sam Ved, Yajur Ved, and Athar Ved is there. There are 4 Vedas: Rig, Sam, Yajur, and Athar Ved. As I have already told, each and every Vedas has different word. Okay, each and every Vedas are different. The Vedas are the called collection of the hymns or the suttas. Now, what is Vedas? It is a collection of the hymns, mantras. You know, in simple, I will say what mantra. Mantra. We are saying in the Hindi mantra. You know what are the mantras? When while in the evening time, you may have often seen while you are passing by the temple. Okay, they are saying some mantra and praising the God, saying to the God, praying to the God. These are what hymns. Okay, these hymns were written by the different sages, are not the work of the author. You can say these hymns was the not written by any author. There was different pandits was there. Sages means the pandits was there. There are different brahmins was there. Those who has written the hymns. Okay, based on their origin, Vedic text may have classified into 2 broad categories: the early Vedic page or the Rig Vedic page. Now, the Veda has been classified into the 2 categories: the early Vedic age and the Rig Vedic period. It was early Vedic age was from, you can see, it was between the 1500 to 1000 BCE. Dear students, as you remember that I have told in the class, okay, that the history dates are backdated. Okay, so for this reason, you can see that in the book it is written 1500 to 1000 BCE, that is before Common Era. So I hope that you understood the why it is written in the backdated. Okay, during the Rig Vedic was composed later Vedic period 1000 to 600 BCE, during which the remaining 3 Vedas were composed. Now the Vedas were having, each and every Vedas that were having you know, part were there. Now let's us study about, as we came to know that the in the Rig Vedic, in the Vedas, okay, there were different hymns was there in the Vedas. It was a collection of the different kind of hymns. So first of all, we are going to know about the Rig Veda. Okay, so the Rig Veda is the earliest Vedic literature that contains 1028 hymns. Praise the Lord. You know, the praise the Lord, different kinds of praises are there, different kinds of mantras are there, different kinds of chants are there. You know, when we are singing, okay, when suppose in the Muslim religion or Islam religion, they are saying Allah, okay, so they are singing the, like, no, they are praising the God, okay, they are reading the namaz. So in our language it is called hymns. Okay, in our language it is called hymns. So as a perfect example I have given, okay, perfect example I have given. For that reason you can understand, like for example in Hindu culture we are singing the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So these are all what, these are the hymns are there. Okay, so these are all what hymns. So 1028 hymns were there, and that was divided into 10 books called Mandaras. Okay, and this 1028 hymns were having 10 books, and that was in the mandalas. Okay, mandalas. Okay, it is a collection of the prayers offered to the several gods such as Agni, Indra, Varuna, Surya. So if you want to pray to the god of Agni, Indra, Varuna, and the Surya, then you have to read the Rig Veda. Then the next came the Sama Veda, okay, Yajur Veda, and the Atharva Veda. Okay, first of all, we will know about the 3 other Vedas, that is the Sama Veda, Yajur Veda, and Atharva Veda, which was written in the later Vedic period. Okay, the Sama Veda gives the description of the tunes, how you have to see. Like for example, Like if we say the word like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. It is not like just simple we are saying. Now how we have to say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Now it will, now you know it is a type of a tune. Like for example, one more example of the Islam if I give, like in the during the evening time, what happens when the Ajan is given? Okay, it is like a tune. Yes or no? Have you noticed? Anusha, is a tune is there? No, simply you're saying or what? Allah, like this saying or what? No, tune is there. Yes, Allah, like this it is saying, right? So it is a method that how you have to praise the Lord. Okay, how you have to praise the Lord, how you have to call the Lord. Okay, it is a method in the that is written in the later Vedic years. The Samaveda gives the description of the Samaveda. It is how you have to praise the Lord, what tune you have to speak. That was written in the Samaveda. It is said that the Indian classical music has its root in the Samaveda. All the music, okay. Now you are listening, no, all the music, how they are singing. Okay, all this comes from the music tune. Okay, whatever the tune you are singing, whatever the music you are singing, okay, all this tune comes from where? The Samaveda. Yeah, the Yajurveda gives the knowledge of his how the ritual and the ceremonies are to be performed. The Yajurveda gives the knowledge that how you have to the rituals, how you have to do the ceremonies with the sacrifices and the prayer. Different kinds of sacrifices they make. The Atharva Veda deals with the ethical principles, certain branches of the Ayurveda. The ethical Veda, you know, the Atharva Veda deals with the, you know, there are different kinds of principles of they are there that deals with the, you can say the Ayurveda as a science of health. It is also the Atharva Veda is also called the science of health. So next, you know, it is also used to means for the magical spells, charms to the word of the abbey. If suppose ghost has caught you, then what? Then Atharva Veda will be read. Okay. Understood. Atharva Veda will be read. Other Vedic literatures were also there. The other Vedic literatures also witnessed the creation of the other Vedic texts, which included Brahmanas, Upanishads, and Ayanas were there. The Brahmanas were commentaries on the Vedic hymns. They describe the meaning of the different sacrifices mentioned in the hymns and the correct procedure to perform them. The Upanishads were essence of the Vedas and expounded the philosophical aspect of the Vedas. In the Upanishads, you can get different kind of Vedas, and you know, in the Upanishads, there are full of philosophy. Like for example, oh, God is there. The God has so much power. Okay, we will think in this way. This is a type of imagination. Okay, we are having. Okay, the Upanishads are also referred to as Vedanta or end of Vedas. So in the Upanishads is the end of the Vedas. Okay, next is Ayanax or the forest, you know, forest book focused on the philosophy and the spiritualism of the Vedic ceremonies and the rites. So these are following the Vedic spiritualism, the spirit, you know, praise the Lord inside that, okay, meditation, and this all comes in the Ayanax. Archaeological sources, if you want to know the archaeological sources from where does the religion came, then we will know that the evidence in the form of the pottery has also been unearthed. Okay, unearthed. The pottery gives us an idea of the society and the religion that has been practiced during the time. Okay, excavation of Hastinapur, okay, and Arthana Jekhera, and has also revealed the types of the pottery known as the painted clayware. Okay, you know, this all the things was written during that time. And I'll say the story. You see the stories of the Mahabharata, okay, Ramayana, Gita, can be traced back. Maybe they were the real story. We all are in the philosophy. Okay. Another type of the pottery called the black and the red ware are also been found from the many places of Ganga Valley. So in near the Ganga Valley, there are different kinds of pottery has been found. These two types of the pottery tell us about the lifestyle of the people. So these two types of the pottery tells us the different lifestyles of the people, or the lifestyle of the people were. The later Vedic period saw the use of the irons for making tools. Since iron was harder than the bronze and the copper, it was used to make the agriculture tools such as the sickles, plows, spades, and the shovels. The use of the iron implementation dates to the 1000 BCE is said to have the revolutionized agriculture. So they were having very, you know, unique culture, revolutionized culture. They were there. Life of the people in the Greek Vedic period or the Greek Vedic age. The Greek Vedic is an important source for reconstructing the history of the early Vedic period. It is a very important form of the Indian history. For example, if you say the Hans mentioned in the Rig Vedic refer to the rivers like Ganga and Yamuna, which help the historians to basic idea of the geographical location of the Rig Veda and people. The Sapta Sindhu is also mentioned in the Rig Veda. Now you see, we by reading the Ganga and Yamuna, this hymns, okay, like Ganga's and Yamuna song is also there. Okay, the people used to praise the Ganga and Yamuna. By this, we can know that where is the Ganga and where is the Yamuna. Okay, we can trace back that this person, those who has written, okay, they may be sat near the Ganga or they may be sat near the Yamuna has written the hymns. Okay, polity if you send, then during the Rig Vedic period, these groups were organized into the tribes. Okay, in the polity, these groups were organized into the tribes. Family was the basic unit of the society, where the eldest male member was the head of the family, and the group of the families made the grama or the village. The village was headed by the gramani or the village headman. Okay, in the village was who was the head of the village was gramini or the village headman was the nowadays we are having the democracy system in India, like same like that only they were having like a democracy, they were having the local democracy in there. Okay, whereas the headman which was appointed by the, you can say by election by the village people only, was choosing that who will be the head of the, you can say, particular village. A number of the village combines to form a clan. Okay, small village came together and makes a what, clan, and a group of the clans make a tribe or the jana. So all the clans comes together, small villages make the clan, group of the clans make a what, jana. Like for example, small districts make a what, state. All the state make what, country. Okay, this is a good example. The jana was ruled by the rajan or the king. The king was held the administrative functions was there. Okay, it was helping the different administrative functions by the purohita, priest, and the senani, that is commanded in chief was there. Two governing bodies, the sabha and the samiti, advise the king. The sabha consists of the some selected members. Okay, while the Samiti included the members under the king's jurisdiction, it was the king's duty to protect the land of the tribes. The king also received Bali, which is known as the tribe tribute from his subject. You see what is there, that the king was having different kinds of functions, different kinds of duties. It was having the king. Okay, in return used to protect the land. Okay, the king used to protect the land because he did the promise. He took the promise that he will protect the land. Okay, that is the general people is always expecting that the king will protect the land. Now if we speak about the society, then society, if you say, then the family was the smallest unit of the society. What is the smallest unit of the society? A family. Your family, my family, we all are what, having a society in our own house only. Okay, during that time was the the family was the smallest unit of the society. Then the society was patriarchal, and the eldest member of the family was head of the family. You will be confused of the word. What is patriarchal? A system of the society controlled by man. Patriarchal means a system of the society controlled by man. The system of the society which followed during the time was patriarchal, and the eldest male member of the family was the head of the family. Okay, like for example, your father is the head of the family. Okay, in the same way, your father is the head of the family. In the same way, there was a patriarchal culture was there. Okay, the Rig Vedic society divided into the 4 groups of varnas: Brahmanas or the priestly class, Kshatriyas or the warrior class, Vaishyas or the merchant and the trader class, and the Shudras or the lower class. This division of the based on the occupation and the were not received. Now you see, position of the woman. The position of the woman, we can say that during the time of the Rig Vedic period, the Rig Vedic women also participated in public meeting. Okay, like they were not treated, okay, ill. Like they were also means called for doing meeting and this all. Okay, they not only they had a right to education, but also had the right to choose their husband. The Rig Vedic period was very good one because they were having their own rights that they want to marry to the which husband. Okay, widow remarriage also was there. That person's, okay, if suppose a lady's wife is dead, then she can also marry to anyone. Okay, she desire. Okay, there was there child marriage, and child marriage did not occur. Now see, during that time, child marriage was not supported, but now you can say just before few years only, child marriage was banned. And this is very good because 12 years of girls, 10 years of girls, or 8 years of girls was getting married to the older persons. Okay, this is very was illegally treated, that was not supportable by the government and also by the law. So different laws came in order to protect this all. Okay, for this reason nowadays child marriage is not supportable at all. Food and drink, if you say, okay, food and drink, if you say, wheat, barley, maize, fruits, and the vegetable from the main food items of the Vedic India. Okay, so different kinds of food item you can get in the India. Okay, during the Vedic period, grains was turned into the flour mixed and the milk of butter and eaten meat. Meat was also eaten. Some soda were also popular intoxicating drinks consumed during the Vedic period. There was also shrab was used, that is beer was also drank. Okay, there was a wheat was also there. Okay, soma and suda was a very popular thing. Okay, the dress, if you say about the dress, the people who wear the two pieces of the garments, one wrapped around the waist and the other was used to cover the torso. People also wear the jewelry. Amusement, music was an important sources of the entertainment. Chariot racing and the gambling were also popular in the Rigvedic period. Okay, during that time, the Rigvedic period, the chariot racing was there. Okay, gambling, they were playing we are saying in Hindi, jua khelna. That is, they were doing the gambling work. Okay, religion, if you say, then people worship forces of the nature. They worship the tree, they worship the bodies which are heavenly. They were in the school of imagination, you can say. They believe that they are celestial body where gods and worship them for the human welfare. They thought that they are giving the power. They worship at the sun, the sky, the dawn, and the wind and the fire, etc. Indra, the god of rain and the thunder, was the most important Rigvedic god. And the thunder, goddess thunder, the Indra was the very important god of among them because they were it was providing what water, okay, rain. Some of the prominent other gods and the goddesses of the Rigvedic period include Surya, okay, the sun god, Agni, the fire god, Varuna, okay, the water god, and Prithvi, the earth god, and the Usha, the morning god. So there were different gods were there. There is no evidence of any temple structure of the idols during the Rigvedic period. There is no temple structure is not there. People were just having belief on the god. Okay, people believe that the gods need to be the appeased to receive the blessing. So you have to go to God and you have to bless, to take the blessing from the God. Then only the God will take bless you. Otherwise, they want bless. The people were believing that during that time. Sacrifice thus because of the became a common ritual during the Rigvedic period. Hymns were sung in the praise of God. Offerings were made in the form of milk, sheep, cattle, and animal sacrifices was also done. Economy now we will speak. Okay, a pastoral economy was there where people during the Rigvedic period domesticated the animals. Also, they such as the cows, goats, sheep, buffaloes. Also, they used to keep. Okay, the cow was an important sources of the god because there was a they were thinking the cow is a wealth. The cow is a their Lakshmi. Okay, was they considered as a sacred animals also. Agriculture was also practiced during the Rigvedic period, and there was it is mention of the wooden plow cultivated fields. There was wooden plow that was cultivating the field. Other occupation that has practiced during the Rigvedic age was later you can say that pottery making, spinning, weaving, carpentry, and the metal works. So different kinds of works they used to do, okay, in order to survive. Our next class, I will teach you the life of an pupil in the later Vedic age. So, and also the society. In the next class, I'll try to finish this all. Maybe in the next class, it will be finished. Okay, there are the two parts of the revision I will do. This chapter is a little bit long. I hope that you will enjoy this chapter as an explanation. If you want the animation of this chapter, I'll upload it soon. You have to demand for it, then only I can upload it. Till then, that take care. Thank you. Bye bye, everyone.